Hi guys, it's Thommo and welcome to part 2 of my Marvel recap as we head towards the impending release of Captain America Civil War. And despite what I told you last week, where I said we'd be visiting Asgard in this episode, I was completely wrong. It's actually 2008's The Incredible Hulk, directed by Louis Leterrier, and it saw Edward Norton in the lead role this time as Bruce Banner, as he looked to find a cure for the gamma radiation that he fell victim to, and the fact that he's looking to eradicate the fact that he becomes the Incredible Hulk when his anger increases. So essentially this is a film where he's looking to find a cure, but at the end of the day, General Thunderbolt Ross is actually looking to eliminate him completely. And you also have Tim Roth thrown into the mix as well, who is a soldier who's ultimately used as a weapon against the Hulk, called the Abomination. So after Ang Lee's incredible nightmare of a Hulk film, it's fair to say that the Incredible Hulk wasn't as bad as probably a lot of people expected. I think Edward Norton was a reasonably favourable leading guy. You had Liv Tyler as the love interest. I think William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross was an interesting character to throw into the mix. So you had a decent blend of very interesting characters. The only issue with the Incredible Hulk, or the main issue, should we say, has to be the Abomination. He's not in the film very, very long, but to be fair, the CGI effects are very shoddy, even for a film. Okay, it's 8 years old, but it still has a certain level of expectation, and the Abomination did look exactly how the name suggests. It wasn't a particularly interesting villain. The battle towards the end of the film is rather short and sweet, and it doesn't really inspire that much. And I think Marvel have obviously looked back at these kind of films and seen where they've stepped wrong, and without a doubt they've forged so much more out of these in popular characters such as the Hulk, who is essentially one of the most difficult characters to bring to screen, because in all fairness, how do you create a story with a guy that turns into a big green monster and is very, very angry? It's one of those ones, he doesn't really have a lot to offer other than a few action set pieces and the fact that he's struggling with the fact that he can turn into this killing machine, shall we say. There's a few decent set pieces in this film. I think there's a really good scene in which we see Hulk through a college or a university campus, and the army are trying to take him down. I think that's one of the standout scenes. And there's a few quite nice moments between Norton and Liv Tyler's character. But ultimately, it's one of those films that's easily forgettable. I think even to this day, Marvel are really unsure with what to do with the Hulk, and we're going to see him in Thor's next film. But for him to hold his own film is something that they've still not quite nailed down, and I think that's something that could continue for quite some time. But that being said, The Incredible Hulk is still a reasonably decent film to watch from the Marvel catalogue. It's certainly one of those ones that's further down the pecking order. But if you're looking for something quite nice and easy, something that's not particularly a very strong link in the Avengers story, then The Incredible Hulk is quite reasonable as a simple standalone film. So there's part 2, guys, of my Marvel catch-up. The Incredible Hulk is probably not one of those ones that you want to revisit too often. Next week, I'll be talking about another Marvel film. I'll leave this one a mystery just in case I get it wrong. And so I'm going to be doing this every week leading up to Captain America Civil War, which I'm very, very excited to see. And I'm sure you all are too. And just join me for the journey. I'm going to be going through every single Marvel film in phases 1, 2 and 3. So until the next time, take care.